Business After Hours with the Mason City Chamber and this lovely gal here, Coleen Frien from the Pottery on the Plaza. How about that? Coming up on,
Hello.
what's the date for the Business After Hours? I know we're doing this early, but people will have plenty of time to check this video out. So,
Yes, so our Business After Hours is going to be happening next Thursday, January 20th.
Okay.
And it's from 4 to 6 p.m. at Pottery on the Plaza.
How about that? Well, you get to kick off our whole new year of 2022.
I know. I'm excited. Hopefully the weather will be like it is now.
Yeah, we don't know if Noah's going to be joining us. We'll get into the chamber stuff a little bit, but let's just talk about you and your shop and how did this all come about? I know this was kind of it's going out of business. Why don't we just pick it up and do it? And you and your husband kind of said, hey, let's do it, right?
That's literally what happened. So Katie Wald. She owned Market 124, Turtle Creek Pottery, and still owns 3 on the Tree Cafe. And so she was going to be selling Turtle Creek Pottery to somebody because she needs to make room in there for Bear Sugar, which is moving in there. Everyone's just kind of moving around. And she didn't have anyone that was local here that was coming forward to purchase it. She had a lot of inquiries from outside of Mason City, but not in Mason City. And painter in your own pottery is something that I really love to do. It's something that my son and I do we used to do all the time over at Turtle Creek Pottery. It's just something that I think is really special because it's something that anybody of any ability and any age and any artistic ability is able to come and make something beautiful and have a great time together. And then you have something to show for it at the end of the day, something that you can treasure. So the idea of it not being here was really sad to me. And I kind of just started brainstorming in my head, if I were to buy it, what would it look like? Like, where would I put it? Who would run it? Because, I do also have that full-time gig at the chamber. So kind of started thinking about those things. And
I already thought you were busy. Now you're even more busy.
I've got a few things going on, going to school. But, it was, the more I thought about it, the more I thought, we could actually do this. This is something that we could see happen here. And, people still weren't coming forward to talk to Katie. So I finally just called her up and said, hey, can we chat about this? And, we crunched some numbers and a couple months later, here we are.
Colleen, the funny thing is when you have a husband and wife that want to get into one has an idea and the other one, did you just come home from work one day and just say, honey, guess what? I have an idea.
Pretty much.
Really?
Pretty much. I said, we kind of had, I told him that it was going out of business or that it was going to be closing and she was looking for a buyer and, how sad I was. I'm like, wouldn't it be fun if we were able to buy it? And so one day I just kind of came home and said, what if we actually did? What would that look like? And fortunately, he was very supportive and he said, he's a small business owner himself, so he gets it. And so he said, okay, let's look at the numbers and see if it's viable. And yeah.
So how do you start that conversation when honey, we got to talk about something?
Fortunately, I have a very supportive husband who is used to me coming home with crazy ideas.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Because I know that's, like I said, when couples, one has an idea and you already have you have a full-time job, I kind of had that same situation with mine too. When, I walked out of the place and I said, we're not going to Nashville because grandbabies came a year too soon. Then here's what I'm doing. and I got a very supportive wife too. And she's like, okay. And I went, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of how my reaction was. Like, he was like, okay, let's do it. And I was like, okay.
It was meant to be.
So then we're going to do it.
As a business itself here, Coleen, do you have any employees down there? Are you and your husband just running it? Or, and also your location, obviously it's on the plaza, but tell everybody where you're at. And
so I'll show you first because I'm actually on my phone so we can just kind of take a little walk and I'll show you what this is like the best location ever. So we are literally right on the plaza.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
There's the pavilion.
Yeah,
Simply Nourished is right across the street. We've got the Quarry and Laredo's down from us. Happy Donkey right across the street, My
Okay.
Fair Trade, Mormons, really great partners. And I'd be remiss to talk about Art on the Plaza is right across the
Right.
street from us too, which is a perfect
Awesome.
complement to what
Yes.
we're doing over
For what
here.
you're doing, exactly.
Yeah, so it's a great location, and we are really fortunate that we found some really great employees to come work for us. So actually, Zoe Papachis, who is a muralist and artist that we use quite a bit at the chamber when we do our murals that have been going up around the backsides of buildings.
Sure.
She actually works for us part-time at the chamber. So I've known her for a little while now and know her abilities. And when I started thinking about this, that was actually part of my initial thought was, well, what if it was on the plaza, and what if Zoe was able to run it for us? So it works out nicely with her schedule at the chamber, because she works for us from 10 to 2 at the chamber, and then she can come over here and work
Nice.
in the afternoon, early evenings for us over here. And then we have a couple part-time gals. Well, they're all part-time, but we have a couple
Right.
of younger part-time gals that are high schoolers who are able to be here, and they're a lot of fun too.
So what, as a guy, how do you bring that up to bring, obviously it's a women's kind of thing to do?
No. So
No?
I have to tell you, I have been so surprised by the men who come in here to paint. They, I swear, are more particular about what they're painting than the women are. You want to get it exactly right. I see guys sitting down here at these tables with like their phones out and their exact thing they want to do. And we do have, so we have like such a variety of things that you can paint. And, some of them are maybe.
Now,
more
who made
feminine.
those? Is that what you made? Or who
Oh gosh,
makes
no,
those?
we don't make them. We just
Okay.
buy them.
Okay. Okay.
You
All
gotta
Buy
paint
them
'em.
like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're essentially a blank canvas that you can then go in and make your own. I have to show you, this is one of my favorite pieces because I just think it's hilarious. So it's a little birdhouse that's in the shape of an outhouse.
Outhouse. Yeah, I love
And it's called a bird turd house.
bird turd house.
A bird turd house. I just
I
think
love it.
that's hilarious. So yeah, so we have, a lot of different things. We have, you could make pots for your plants. You can have little decorative things, lots of mugs. People love to do mugs. And then these are so trendy. These like coffee mugs that you can do. You can make your own, and then no one steals your coffee mug at work.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow. See, to me, that's the coolest thing. These are not things you paint and then hang on the wall or whatever. This is stuff you paint and you can use.
Right. So I have to show you. I have so many favorite things here, but
Right.
this is another one of my favorite things. We have these little like measuring cups, right? And they're like legitimate measuring cups. This one's a quarter cup. And I was just thinking, like, if you have like a family with 4 grandkids or 4 kids or something, how fun would it be to have every kid paint one of these to be kind of their style, and then grandma or mom will have kind of a cup for each of those kids, and anytime that they're baking or cooking, they get to remember their little ones.
Very nice.
That's neat.
It's really fun.
I think, you know what? I think do you have kids that come down there?
Yes.
And pick out some stuff? Okay, because
Yes.
Jay, you want something to do with the grandkids. There you go.
Yeah, and we purposefully keep the really cute stuff at the kids' level.
Okay, very nice.
So that they can come down and see like this little dinosaur guy or.
Yeah, but don't you get nervous when them little rugrats come in there and about knocking things off?
I have found from experience that the pottery is a lot sturdier than you would think.
Okay.
It's not, it is pottery, so it is breakable.
Right.
But for the most part, kids they get it. Usually kids see something fragile and they're not just going to like chuck it on the floor. Hopefully.
Right.
You don't know my grandkids.
Well, that's why we make sure parents are in here with them. Right?
Oh, okay.
Right.
Do you,
Go ahead, Jay.
do you have times that you have like a ladies' night or a family day or you just kind of come in and go?
Answer
Yes.
that question along with, do you have workshops and things like that?
Yes, and yes, and yes. So
All right.
generally speaking, we're open here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. Our busy days usually are Saturdays and Sundays. We're open Saturdays 11 till 6 and Sundays noon to 5. So with that, we are also, we just opened, but we have plans in the works for actually doing a Galentine's Day in partnership with Simply Nourished right across the street, where you'll be able to come here, drink some wines, paint some pottery with your girlfriends, and have a girls' night out. Zoe, of course, being the wonderful artist she is also planning on doing a lot of different workshops here. We're actually planning one for mid-February, where she might actually be doing some like canvas art, kind of like follow along with her as she goes, lessons there. And then we have some other plans in the works for, like painting your own, like cookie jar kind of thing for Mother's Day, perhaps.
Sure.
And you can either do it how Zoe shows you how to do it, or you can just do it on your own. And then we also offer birthday party packages too, and those have been really popular. So I should show you back in here. We have a little like party space back here that we're calling it. So this is kind of our little bathroom area, right? And so this is where we get to have.
Wow, you got a lot of room here.
Yeah. There's a lot of room in here.
Yeah.
So that's where you can have birthday parties, work parties, girls' nights out, family, couples' nights out, whatever you want to do. We are available to be open on times that we're not traditionally open. We just have to make sure we have someone to staff it.
Party on the Plaza. The website is right there, scrolling underneath us here, potteryontheplaza.com.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're listening back here to the podcast, but also on Facebook, they're Pottery on the Plaza too. I got to ask you a strange question. Has this always been kind of a side trend, or is there a new trend in pottery now? Or can you enlighten us, I guess, a couple of guys that
haven't done it?
Yeah, that haven't done it. Yeah.
You should have been down here. We should have all been painting pottery while we did this.
Yeah, there you go.
You would have seen how much you. So Katie actually operated this business for, almost a decade before selling it over here. So she had it going for quite some time. What's interesting is I think in most kind of fun happening cities, you'll find one of these little types of like kind of paint your own pottery types of shops. Or I shouldn't say in most, but in many. So we're definitely not the only one doing this in the nation, but we're the only one doing it around here.
Right.
Now what does it take? How long does it take? Because I'm a guy, I have no idea. I just see that and I go, well, something else to put in the cabinets. But how long does it take, or what is the process? I come in, I pick out my pottery, and then I come pick out my paint.
Yes. So once you've picked out your pottery, you come over here to our wall of paint, and we have all the colors you could ever want to paint with. We even have like sparkle paint, which is kind of fun. So you pick out your paint. Generally, I say to estimate to have an hour in here. We've had folks that have been in here for sometimes 2 and 3 hours who are doing really, really intricate pieces. And then you leave your work with us, and we take it and put it in our kiln room and fire it. And then we'll call you about a week later when it's done firing. I should show you this too. So I'm going to take you behind the scenes because I didn't know about this until I was getting ready to purchase the building, or the pottery shop, how this really worked. But I think this is so fascinating. So after you paint it, we bring it back here into our kiln room. So that's where I'm now. This is our big kiln, and it's actually hot and cooking some pottery as we speak. But we actually dip this in a glaze, and check it out. They all are like,
wow.
Basically, they all look
unicorn.
Okay. Yes, but they're all
green, will be going
right. Do you see that? So we dip them in this like green glaze that actually dries clear once heats it up and it finishes clear, and that's what makes it shiny and vibrant. But for a short time, all the pottery is green.
That's
awesome.
Yep.
That is amazing.
So it's cooking now. I'd show you it, but my husband would kill me because it would destroy the pottery and all. So it's kind of neat.
So do you have the paints right down there also? Can we purchase the paints down there, or do we have to do that separately, or
So you have to do it while you're in our shop here. We don't have the paints that you can take home and purchase, because when you do paint them, I should show you kind of a before and after of how they look, and I'll show you some of my son's really awesome creations that he has here. So this is what it looks like before it goes into the kiln and before it gets dipped. It's kind of like muted colors and a little bit chalky sort of looking.
Sure.
And then after we fire it, that same brown that cat will turn into this color. So it becomes kind of shiny and really dark, bright colors. So that's what happens in the kiln when we're cooking it.
How about that?
Huh.
Hey, it sounds like we need to take our grandkids down there and have a little
I
fun.
think you two should just have a guys' day. Bring
Yeah.
a 6-pack.
Like a
come on in
football?
here.
Yeah. You can drink there?
Yeah,
Well,
he would ask that question. Tell you
we're
what,
not
yeah,
selling alcohol. We don't have an alcohol license, anything like or liquor license, but you know.
but hey, there's probably going to be some beverages available at business after hours.
Exactly.
on
Yes,
that
because we are
Thursday
not
night.
selling them, but you come down and you can enjoy food and drinks. We've actually partnered with Simply Nourished because
Okay.
why wouldn't we? They're right across the
Right,
street,
exactly.
right
Sure.
at the Plaza. So Simply Nourished is going to be providing some fabulous meat and cheese and cracker kind of platters. And just as a reminder, a quick plug for Simply Nourished. I love that store. It is
An awesome store. They really
Yes,
got
it
some
is.
cool stuff there.
Yeah.
Everything is gluten-free. Everything's
Yeah.
chemical-free. It's
Yeah.
just good for you food. It's not necessarily, I mean, there's definitely some sweets and some, lots of yummy cheeses and things that maybe, I shouldn't say aren't so good for you, but maybe not so good for your waistline sometimes.
Better ingredients. Let's put it that way.
But they're better for you.
Yes.
They're better options and they're healthier options. And then they also have a fabulous selection of organic wines over there.
Mm.
So we'll have some of their wine here, and food, and then we'll have some beer and music. And you can come if you want to paint something, you can. But otherwise, you can just feel free to come down here and mingle and meet some folks.
And this is Thursday the 20th. So,
Correct.
yeah, and if you can kind of, what do you obviously see people going to both places, obviously, right there in the plaza. It's from 4 until 6. Tell us from the
Correct.
chamber end of things what's all going to be going on.
Yes. So from the chamber end of things, Business After Hours is our most popular networking event that we do. It's really one of the few times I think that you can go somewhere, check out a business that you may not have ever been inside before, enjoy some free food, free drinks, get to meet some people, and exchange business cards, all those things that we all say we want to do, but we don't always have the time to do. Well, this is a good excuse to do it. So we're anticipating to have anywhere between 75 and 100 folks who will be here for that event on Thursday, and from all walks of life too. That's what I love about Business After Hours is you really get a great mix of people from different industries, different ages, and we do our best from the chamber side of things to match up people who we haven't seen come in here before, or haven't seen come to Business After Hours before, introduce them to someone new and kind of get that conversation started for them. Because I know how intimidating it is to walk into a room full of people you don't know and try to make small talk with them. So we try to make it a little bit easier for people and take some of that pressure off of them when they're coming in.
Business After Hours, Mason City Chamber. It's going to be January 20th. It's a Thursday night from 4 until 6. Come on down and go to both places right across the plaza. How about that? They're right across.
Yes, feel free. Go over to Simply Nourished, do a little shopping, and then come over here, get food, drinks. We'll have a little party. We'll have a party on the plaza at Pottery on the Plaza.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Well, Coleen, congratulations on opening your own business and good luck to you.
Thank you. I'll look forward to having you guys in here.
Okay.
Right.
We will see you soon.
Okay,
Thank you.
sounds great.
All right.